Hello, hello, one and all. Back to another weekend of racing.
Another weekend of racing indeed. Welcome Thermo, where I'm excited. I'm stoked to be here. Round two, Hungary Grand Prix Division 3. So it's gonna get pretty interesting. I mean, we have really fast drivers, and this track is a track that it doesn't forgive. I mean, one mistake and your whole lap is ruined. So I don't know. What do you think? What are your predictions for this qualifying? Will we see Red Bull? Will we see a Mercedes? Will we see midfield teams up top?
Yeah, I
What are your
mean,
thoughts?
like you said, it is a difficult track. It is also nicknamed the Monaco without buildings. So,
Indeed,
I
indeed.
think I think we're gonna see Cal. I think we're gonna see Freddie Rozelle definitely up there. Who else is a good qualifier? Wild Fury, Klinsman have shown their pace, and not only that, Stars rumored to have broken the 16 barrier. So we'll
Would you
hopefully
look
see
at
some nice
that?
things from him.
Beautiful, beautiful indeed. So yeah, I think I'm guessing we're gonna see lots of drivers in the 16s for sure. D3 has gotten quite fast, and yeah, as we see quite a lot of drivers going out for their out lap. We see Roberto, Josh, Cal, Cole Cummins, and the Ferrari driver Spunini. So let's see. Drivers are warming up their tires, and you know we're gonna
Ooh,
see
I have.
track evolution. Oh, is that better, boy, guys? There we go. And there we go. All right. So as you can see, lots of drivers on track. Pretty much everybody on the route lap. So, do you think is it worth going fueling up for 3 laps? So push, recharge, push. I agree. I agree. As if you want, we can hop into to Porberto. He's flying. He's starting his fastest lap already, approaching turn one. DRS wide open. I'll tell you about it. There we go. Approaching turn one, getting a good exit, getting a very good exit into turn two. DRS wide open, braking just at the 50-meter. He's getting real tight. Looks like a good lap, considering it's the first lap, so the track is gonna be pretty green. And here, turn five. It was interesting to see today in the real life qualifying the amount of invalidated laps that drivers got in that turn five. Because it's a blind turn and very hard to get it right. As he goes past the chicane. Yeah. Okay. So as we see Boberto approaching sector two, the tricky sector of the technical sector of the Hungaroring, trying to keep that Williams in the track. As he approaches the final section, trying to get really good exit, we see Cole Cummins with the fastest lap at 117.2. So a really good banker to starting, and yep, it's only gonna go faster from here, guys. So Boberto approaches the final corner, trying to get very good late apex, open that DRS ring, and that's gonna be a 117.6. That puts him P3, just behind Ferrari driver Spunini, who does a 117.6. Oh, it's just probably easy around. As, there we go. All right. So yeah, Red Bull putting its foot down and asserting dominance, as you would say. So let's see what Mercedes, what the Ferrari drivers can respond to, because there's still a lot of time left. Let's see Wild Fury. Yeah, as we were saying, yeah, the guy kind of gets a little loosey goosey out in the back, starting his flying lap. He is flashing, but I don't know if he forgot to turn on his ERS, but seemed like he was flashing. Nonetheless, he breaks into turn one, gets really close into the apex, and I think he aborts. Yep, I think he aborts. So behind us is the Haas of. Ooh, we missed that. We didn't miss that. So he might have had, yeah, he's going to the pace, definitely a near front wing, so that's gonna lose him a couple of seconds, probably even a minute. As we see, Where am I gonna find that? OG perhaps Corsair, yeah, the Haas driver going into the tricky middle section. This is probably the sector where tires are screaming the most, fast, directional changes, trying to keep the car on track as well, trying not to invalidate. As we see, getting a bit playful with track limits, finding the limit, but he does not invalidate. Gets a really good exit out of the penultimate corner, and now this is the long corner, where drivers are really eager to get on the power fast. But if you do, car's gonna understeer. As we see him, and he goes P5. So look at the Haas, huh? That's a surprise. Haas P4 and P5. So the Ferrari power team, up there. I completely agree. They're here to lead the pack, and maybe even to push for podiums, as we saw Zebra last race. Super close to the Ferrari, to the Mercedes drivers. As we see, who just went by Corsair? I think it was the Aston Martin of George Barnsley, I believe. Or Freddie. Yep. Alright, but good thinking of him to get out of the way. I mean, Hungary, as you say, it's the Monaco without walls, so really hard to find the racing line that everybody's eager to be on. As we see Ethan Patel, the Red Bull driver, trying to get his first lap around the circuit. I think he has waited for grip to come up. Getting a really good exit into the last turns of Sector 2. Let's see what he can do in Sector 3. Trying to get the Red Bull as good as he can to get a really good exit into the final corner. He's very long right-hander, very hurtful for the tires.
I mean, especially around the Hungary ring, it's really important to keep nice and close, which is what Ethan just did here to go fastest. Is keeping nice and close to those corners, those insides, gains you a lot of time if you can keep up your minimum speed and stick as close as you can to the inside of the corners.
And that's the hard part, keep the minimal speed up and trying to get the car, to hook up around those corners. So very good showing from Red Bull at the moment, 1-2. Let's see what other teams can see.
Yeah, let's hop on with the AlphaTauri. We haven't really shown them any love.
Yeah, you're right. I completely. So let's see Aero, the French driver. I think he's on a lap DRS wide open into turn 2. Getting super tight to the left, getting a good exit. Here is throttle down, full speed. Looks fast from the broadcast cam. Let's see this tricky turn 5. Does he invalidate? Gets a good exit, and now this also this tricky right-hander.
Ooh!
It's looking fast.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't cook your tires.
Oh, now that's back to the pits as he moves out of the way for the drivers who were hot lapping. Man, that's I'm telling you. I mean, the Hungarian, it's unforgiving. It's one. You're 1 second too eager to get on the power end.
Yeah, there's a very fine limit of
yes, sir.
Of underdriving and overdriving the car that you have to balance really well.
Just like you say, final limit, as we saw MVA getting a bit of oversteer. He does not invalidate, but he knows his lap is compromised for now. So it's getting tricky. I mean, drivers are losing the back end, trying to get eager on the power. Also, maybe some of them, as we see McLaren going into the pits, probably with a spin. As we see, probably drivers, I hope most of them have already been informed about the recent patch changes. As we see Marino having difficulties trying to get the McLaren into the pit lane. Man, I mean, those tires, I mean, if you up the pressures too much, you're going to have a hard time. So let's hope drivers took that into consideration.
So you have Marino here with a slightly difficult connection, or a little bit of desync from my end. But seems to be on a good lap so far.
Stars, yeah, hooking up the car really nicely, and yeah, looks like a bit of desync as well. But nonetheless, trying to get
goes
that
over
out.
Wait, has he gone over the curb? I don't know.
I think he did. I mean, it looked like.
At this point, he can fly through the walls and it'll be legit.
Yeah, yeah. As well as speaking of, speaking of what teams can do, we'll see Wild Fury with a 116.0. I think we're going to the 115s term. I don't know. It's getting very interesting.
Yeah.
So,
For sure, this is getting very interesting as we see Pylon rounding down the last corner, gets it nice and close, just barely touches that kid. Let's see what he can do. Okay, a 117.1, not bad from the Ferrari drivers.
So both Ferrari drivers together, Spinini and Pylon 7 and 8, obviously the Red Bulls 2 and 3. So it's gonna be pretty compact. I think they're gonna be pushing more because we know they have more sets of tires, and that's the thing. Do you save a set of tires for the race, or do you burn them all in quality?
Well, I mean, that depends on your strategy, right? If you don't see yourself going onto the medium soft or hard soft strategy, that is actually extremely difficult to pull off. You go for the 4 runs, but I think most people here, and at least half the grid, are going to be using their whole sets.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, you could risk it trying to get a front row or even a second row quality, but then the safety car comes out, or you do decide to try and go for an aggressive strategy, then you won't have that extra pair of fresh softs. So lots to think about for drivers over there. As we see Corsair moving that has around 62 to I think he might have been validated. We see Josh Barnstein trying to get that Aston Martin a bit higher. His teammate Freddie Russell up in the 4th position. Freddie looking really strong in Hungary, so props to him. I see Josh Barnsley rounding up the final sectors. Let's see what lap time he can do for now.
He goes into the pits.
Okay. So it looks like he was on a cooldown lap.
Let's go with Freddie Rosello here. Let's see what he can do on these closing stages of qualifying.
So hopping into turn 5, really blind left-hander, keeping it really good exit, keeping it nice and tight towards the right, grabbing all of the apes. I mean, this is a track where you are kind of forced to use, the whole width of the track in order to keep that minimal speed up. So
yeah, I mean, even some drivers use kibs on the outside to open up the corners more.
But then again, I mean, if you use too much, we saw what happened to Stars, where he, looked like he bottomed out, I think. But these cars, I mean, it's an issue because now with the bottoming out, you really have to be mindful about how much curb you're willing to take. As you see, just Freddie Rosell, final corner, DRS wide open. Is he gonna improve? He does improve. He goes P3 with a 116.1, so 1/10 from getting into the 2/10s.
I mean, Freddie Rosell claiming he really wants pole in the Hungary.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, he is up there, but he's still missing, that 10th, as we see Klinsmann now.
Wow.
Jump.
Equal
so
for the mix.
Yeah. So now, a lot of things changing. Now from a Red Bull potential front row lockup to a now Mercedes potential front row lockup. I mean, it's super tight. I mean, look at the difference. It's the exact same time while Fury and Klinsmann was at 116.075. What are the odds? Perfectly in sync. No?
Let's hop on with Eric McNaney right now. Kind of flying under the radar these past few races.
He has. I mean, he's a pretty quick driver. He likes to use battery, but still, he can show that he can put that McLaren up into the top spots.
And putting up to the top spots, we'll see. As he
DRS line wide open, it's gonna be there. We go. P5 with a 116.2. So really tight midfield. I mean, from P1 to P7 is 4/10. So it shows how competitive T3 is this season. As we see also lots of drivers going to the pits, 3 minutes left, so probably they're
Panini on his lap?
Panini,
yeah,
he might be. He looks like he's pushing, no? He has traffic up ahead though. Let's see how he negotiates. It's a bit shaky on the last turn into sector 3. It's a really good exit into the penultimate corner. Nice and tight left-hander, keeping minimal speed up. Oh, a star says, oh, and he's boxing. Yeah, okay, he's boxing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he knows he has 2 minutes 42 seconds. Is that enough time to change rubber? I think it is.
Yeah, I think it should be enough time to do rubber, but is he going to get the optimal tire times he needs at the end? That's the question.
You're right. I mean, I don't know. With the amount of rubber there's in the track right now, I'm guessing he should have less of a hard time warming up those
Yep, so
those new softs. As we see Ethan Patel getting ready for what would be his final qualifying run.
Yeah,
Getting
so
nice,
Ethan Patel having to go through traffic, so this will be an interesting lap.
Yeah, I think that's why he was lifting a bit, just try to get, you know, a bit of distance, but also clean air. So into turn 1, getting nice and tight, touching the tape, is getting a good exit. We see a Williams that's moving out of the way. He is going to get traffic into this left-hander.
So,
Let's see how that's
Nunga, let's say your car going on your final lap right now. Do you slow down enough to make it safe for him to pass? Or do you keep going to finish your final lap?
I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky question. I like it though. I mean, I think you kind of need to push because you're also up there. I mean, one minute left. Just, you know, there we go. So he moves. That's your answer.
Okay, so Ethan Patel having a really clean lap so far. Probably can move up a few places.
Let's see. Braking just at the apex. Front shifting to get that good traction. A bit of wheel spin. Let's see how that affects his laps. As we see starts of PS joints. That's good. We have our team driver back. Late apex. Trying to get a really good exit. Tires are basically screaming at this point. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? There we go. P3 for Ethan Patel, just ahead of his teammate Cal with a 116.1. All right. So final seconds of body. Let's see what drivers can do. Cal warming up his tires, getting ready to start his final qualifying lap. As we see as well, Freddy Rosell. Oh, Eric has spun around. That's the end of qualifying for him. I'm on board with Freddy Rosell. He is going into sector 2, as this will be his final run. So very tricky parts, sector 2. Trying to get the car hooked up, trying not to invalidate. Getting really close to that white line.
Yeah, I mean,
sector 3.
Getting really close to that white line does go a bit wide. Oh, invalidates.
He does invalidate. Okay, so that's probably for him. Let's hop on board with what was on probably Cal. I think the Red Bull driver coming into sector 3. Let's see, can he improve? He really wants to get into that front row as he is.
Invalidates as well.
He invalidates. So that's quality for him. So that's Red Bull 3 and 4. So potential front row lockup. Let's see what the Ferrari driver can do. Let's see what he has to say about it. Right now, sector 2. As we see Pylon finishing up in P9. Let's see what Sponini can do. Ooh, getting a bit of understeer. That might have cost him lap time. I think
Sponini has invalidated.
Yeah. He has stopped pushing, I think. So, oof.
Okay, so that should be almost everybody. I think Zebra Strike now rounding out the final corner gets a 16.9. Not too bad.
Right. Okay, so Zebra Strike P10. Good to see him up there in the top 10. Shows that the Haas drivers are being competitive. You know, as you say, they don't come here to be back markers. And yeah, I think that's your grid. So we have a Mercedes front row lockup. Oh my. Well, Fury and Klinsmann both with a 116.075. Rivas must be ecstatic right now. He knows he has potential to do a 1-2 and really, you know, get to trash talk the Honda Power team, showing that D3 is Mercedes-Benz is Mercedes AMG territory.
Yeah, and
But we'll see.
Mercedes territory it is with Ethan Patel and Kyle locking out the second row as well.
So Freddie Russell, no, sorry, yeah, Freddie Russell P5, Eric McNerney from McLaren P6, Roberto and Cole Cummings both for Williams 7 and 8, Pylon P9, and Zebra Strike P10, running up your top 10 drivers.
Uh-huh.
So,
So,
yeah, I
Sendigo,
suggest you go get some. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Tell me.
So, before we get something to eat and drink, let's take a little quick look at the standings. So we have Cal in P1 with 85 points, won the last race, and the two Mick boys in second and third. Do you think that Mercedes is going to employ a Bottas strategy, make sure one of those drivers hold off the Red Bulls, and one driver can definitely secure those points?
I mean, I, the logical thing is that they do, but I mean, it's only race 2, so it's very early in the season. So I mean, both Merc drivers said that they know each other very well, but it's too early in the season to know which of the two is gonna go for championship contention. So I'm thinking for this race, whoever gets the best start is the one who's gonna get priority. So yeah, we might see a potential, Bottas like strategy. So one of the Mercs controlling pace, trying to keep Cal at bay, and while the other were just breezes away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Anything can happen now.
Yeah, and so far with these qualifying versus standings, Raz still in P5 and in the championship P5. Patel
Okay.
higher. We should see a little bit of a mix-up in these standings in this coming race, hoping
Yep.
everything goes fine.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Considering there's no safety cars, no nothing, as we see drivers getting ready for their formation lap. How important is it to get tire time correct in a track like
Oh.
Hungary there?
Yeah, it is extremely important to make sure these tires are in a very specific window. That specific window depends on how well you've done your homework on this track.
I agree. I completely agree. And as we see, most of them, I think all of them going with medium. Yep, with medium tires. So not one single driver opting for a different strategy. So pretty much everyone on the same compound, same strategy. So it's all gonna be about who can manage ERS the best and who can manage those tires the best.
Yeah, and let's check out these tire compounds before we start this race. Let's hop on with this. Let's hop on with these details and let's see what tires everyone has. Mediums for everybody.
Yep.
So,
just
no
like
hot
we're saying,
tires.
It's gonna be super hard for the drivers to try to get under cover because like I said, it's gonna be all about pace, about ERS management, and yeah, who can make those mediums perform the better. So medium hards, lap strategy, we were looking at the little AWS between lap 16 and 21. So perhaps we will see drivers going in lap 15, 16, trying to get another cut, risking tire life at the end. But anything's possible. Anything is possible.
Yes, so we have front row drivers now lining up to get their grid slots, and let's go into a little bit of a cinematic camera here. Let's hop on with Freddie Rizal. Let's see what he can do
Yes, sir.
in these opening stages of the race.
So drivers getting all lined up. The final moments where tension arises. Wild Fury and Klinsmann, Mercedes-Benz and Mercedes AMG front row lockup. Let's see what they can do. Red Bull looking to attack from the second row. Ethan and Cal, everybody on their toes, waiting for those lights go on.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lights are
They go
out.
And now we go racing. Let's see. Stars SPS gets a drive through as there's corners at the back. Someone oversteers, and there's a McLaren. There's Marino without a front wing. As we see drivers approaching turn 1, we see one of the Red Bulls, Cal, trying to get in between the two Mercedes. Does get a good exit. He's still P3. They're still battling side by side into turn 2. Trying to get the better exit. As we see Mercedes still holding off. We're trying to see Wild Fury trying to hold off Cal. He can. He has the inside line for the next corner. It's tricky there, wheel to wheel. Ooh. Cal gets it. The move down. Now it's the hunt. It's the hunt for P1. Pretty clean exit, despite that little touch at the start.
Yeah, Arrow, one of our biggest winners so far, with 11 positions changed.
11 positions change. Oh my god! I mean that's what we call a good start from the French AlphaTauri driver who didn't have a good quality. Well, his teammate is unlucky in 14th place, so he did have perhaps a little incident at the start. As we see lots of drivers going a bit wide. Well, we arrow going to negotiate that corner, you know. And we losing Goose as we see both Alpines trying to hold on into that midfield pack. Super tight around the Hungarian, and they're gonna have to keep it tight if they wanna have DRS. As we see Ferrari's driver, I think that's Bonini behind, trying to get ahead of. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's Bonini trying to get ahead of Roberto right now.
Yes.
Can't make it.
Yes,
Roberto looks like to be running lower aero than the Ferrari.
It does, because he was getting super fast. As we see up front, I think there was a little fight. While Fury trying to get around the outside of Cal, failed to do so. While Fury really wants that P2, he's really pushing Cal for the race lead for that P2.
Yeah, as we see Freddie Rizal, just trying to make his way closer and closer to the Mercedes.
He's trying to show that his Aston Martin TP, Mr. Joel Gruen, that he has the pace that he can go for a podium position. But you know, the thing is, how hard do you push? You know, do you go all out, but then after 10 laps you're gonna suffer? So I think if you push this hard, is that you know either you're gonna get the move done or the driver behind is gonna make a mistake. As we see, Ethan on the back of Zero, trying to have a little look on the inside as we're following Mr. Eric McNerney, following Dan on the back of that Alpine, trying to force him into a mistake. It's super close.
And we're having a bit of desync issues as Eric tries to insert himself inside of that Alpine.
Yep, as he does so, I think with no damage. Dan super close behind the back of Eric. Can he get past him? End of the straight, he goes defensive. Dan covers it up super nice. So, as we've seen, there was contact. I think that was the thing the Haas driver. I think he did tap into the back of Eric. No contact made, no harm done, but maybe compromised Corsair's exit. So, super clean racing. See, we're starting to see a little train form, you know, from P1 to P6, and then from Aero to the Ferrari driver Spunini. So, if this keeps up, I mean, we're gonna see if undercuts can work. But
yes,
for now, super clean racing.
Yeah, super clean racing indeed. No major spins, no major losses. As we see Cal right now separating the two Mercedes, and not only that, Klinsmann making a gap to Cal.
Indeed, he is. He's already broken out of the DRS zone, just barely. He's between his changing from 9/10 to high 9/10 to a second. So we'll see. I mean, is Cal pushing or is he now saying, okay, I mean, I've got it in my sight, and as we see, Klinsmann, the 120.0 fastest lap of the race. So yeah, the Mercedes driver trying to get away. As we see this nice little fight in the midfield, you know, Eric McNerney holding on to that last 10th spot for traditional points, and with a 2-second gap ahead of Sweeney, so he is not getting DRS, but progressively closing down that gap. So he's gonna have to defend against Corsair, Dan, OG, and NVA respectively, all the way down to Josh Barnes if he wants to catch Sweeney, who he has. He's 1.8 seconds away. So
yeah, I mean, OJ and Dan seem to be definitely. Oh, as Dan spun.
As Dan gets a moment and spins, that's gonna send him to the back. Yep. I'm telling you, this track, it's unforgiving. You really gotta know where's the limit, how good your car is around curbs. As we see Marino with a bit of issues. So he is gonna DNF. Is that gonna bring out the safety car? No, it's not. Just a yellow flag on the main straight. So careful on any overtakes over there, because you know.
Yeah, Marino has DNF.
Don't want to overtake with a yellow flag.
Oh, Spinini loses it.
Oh my God, yeah, that's massive. He's gonna have flat tires, you know, sending all the way back behind OG, maybe even behind Barnsley. He's gonna get the position, and yep, now we see both Ferraris together.
Yes,
so now what's
almost blocking his teammate?
He is. I mean, he is gonna let him by eventually, or is he though? As he, yeah, he's stuck in. behind pile of
Roberto
the
and Arrow
Ferrari
are switching
driver.
places. Bump wheels. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Let's see this fight. Maybe feisty. Arrow trying to get a good exit. Yeah, this head's better. No, turn 5 is tricky to go side by side. Now, as he fails to negotiate turn 5 track limits, I mean, it's brutal. So, yeah, he's going to be first driver to receive the 3-second penalty. But
I think
let's
he's
see, I mean,
also
clearly
I think he's also the first driver to have his rear light blinking already.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I mean, he did begin. He was P17. He got a good start P11, but now, yeah, P8. Perhaps
As
he's
Arrow
losing.
almost doesn't negotiate it through the
It's
long
a-
right-hander.
It's a little moment. I mean, those. That's a sign. That's a sign that those tires are already begging for mercy at
Yeah.
this point, and we're at lap 5. So
I mean, these tires are very delicate over the Hungaroring. You either push for a few laps and then coast, have to deal with the temperatures, or you manage those tires and get more prolonged time gains.
yeah. Look at Eric. Look at the McLaren driver getting all over the back of Eric. He knows he can defend. He probably saw his. Oh, as we see Eric lights flashing as well. So he has been pushing as well, trying to get into that DRS train. So now his next target is going to be Boberto. Let's see if he can drag the AlphaTauri driver alongside and continue to get this train along.
Yeah, let's hop on with the top 3 drivers right now. No big changes currently, but Cal's still splitting the Mick boys.
They are all pretty tight together, 4 tenths between each other, so everyone with DRS. So what's going around Queensland's mind right now? I mean, is he dumping? Is he asking for Valtteri to advise him on Cal's DRS status in case he starts flashing? I mean, anything can happen. What do you think?
I mean, let's check this ERSL. Let's see what these drivers are doing. So we have Klinsman with 54, Cal with 78, and Wildfire with 51. So Cal keeping his battery a bit higher than the rest. Freddie Rizal also with a high battery.
Okay, all right. So Russell, Mr. Freddie Razel, he is managing. So he's probably waiting. He's probably waiting to bounce on a mistake. Maybe a driver attempting an overtake going wide. So maybe playing the waiting game. But Zebra, I think he is potentially closing. He's 2.8 seconds away with Technic Speedy right with Ethan Patel right on his tail. But for now, yeah, I mean the top 4 are less than a second away, managing, and we'll wait and see. I mean, it's here. We're hoping no driver does a mistake around the Hungarian.
Yeah, around the Hungaroring. So 35 laps, 14 turns, a total of 4,381 kilometers of basically Monaco. So we're at the point now where most of the drivers will not be making up positions. Most of them will be... The DRS here isn't that powerful as it used to be last game, so you'll see most of these drivers just sitting behind in the DRS, saving their battery, just waiting for that pit stop advantage. So they're going to be waiting to overtake through pit stops, probably undercuts, overcuts, whichever seems to be better for the Hungaroring. I don't personally know, but what do you think, Senduga?
I was about to ask you what would you do? Would you undercut or would you overcut?
What do you think?
It's tricky, I think overcut, because like you say, I mean, Hungarian is a pretty narrow track. I mean, getting especially if you're going for hards, getting hards up to temperature. I mean, if it's possible to do it within a lap, but one little mistake, I mean, one point where you miss your braking point, and it's over. I mean, you lose 8 tenths, 1 second, and also as in the overcut. I mean, you do have worn tires, but if you save ERS, you can more or less compensate. Or
do we have a big spinner, Eric McNerney?
you do. He does, as I think Dan as well, one of the McLarens. I think just a spin, but no more consequences. So
Yes, Kosas somehow gets ahead of Aero. Maybe Aero pushing these tires a bit too hard, overheating them.
I think I'm telling you, maybe these lots of these drivers did not, or maybe they underestimated the effects of tire temperatures. We see Eric get yet another 3 seconds. I mean, track limits around turns 7, 8, and 9 are brutal. I mean, don't get them ready if you go off the line. You compromise, so you're basically forced now to go off track to keep that minimal speed up and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, like you were talking about earlier, the overcut here is very important for the sensor that are those cold tires going to be with it. But let's put that on hold right now. Spinini making his way past Josh Bonsley.
Spinini going for the main straight. He's gonna get the move done. Looks like he's gonna get the move done. Does not use ERS. Breaks a bit later. Barnsley trying to stick around the outside. Does give him room. And Spinini still side by side into turn 2. Spinini's gonna have the better line. Does so and gets on the inside. So now Spinini's next target is gonna be Eric, who we saw did have a little spin, so he's gonna be suffering with those probably overheated tires. Eric was trying to catch Aero
Yeah, I mean,
up ahead.
like you were saying, the overcut is really nice because you can really just push hard, save your battery, push hard in that in lap, and really gain an advantage. But also with the undercut, you can be gaining valuable time if you decide to pit early. I mean, we know fresher and colder tires over the Hungaroring are a good choice.
And you raised a good point because you also get clean air, no? Like, I mean, it's not DRS, but look at Freddy or right now. I mean, it looks like they do have ERS, and it looks like they want to pass, but I mean the straight is too short. And as we see Zebra go left, he defends, and I think
Just
breaks it.
gets out the way.
No, it looks like he wasn't fighting too much. I think he wants to benefit. Maybe work together with the Red Bull driver. Maybe he knows that he's gonna lose time defending, so maybe trying to get as close as he can.
Yeah. So Zebra, not wanting to lose too much time fighting wheel to wheel, could be going for the undercut then if he's trying to save time fighting wheel to wheel.
Yeah. You know what? Yes, that's a really good hypothesis. Maybe he knows, like, I mean, it's not worth wasting rubber to defend. Maybe let's just let him pass to his thing, and then when I'm about to go in, I'm just gonna do, you know, the in lap of my life and get the position back. But he needs to stay super close to Ethan, which he is managing to. You know, he's still in the TRS zone, so super close. As you know, the closer you are, the better the undercut is.
Yeah.
So,
as we see, Cal, Wild Fury still in very similar positions. I think Wild Fury is still actually in a really good position right now.
He's super close, huh? He's super close. I mean, he's closer than ever now. He does have DRS. He's gonna go to the inside. No, he's not. Trying to put the pressure on.
Oh no! Freddy. Oh no! Yes. I thought he spun, but Freddy Rizal's in the pits.
All right, so there we go. Undercuts are launched from the back, as they say. You know, attacks are launched from the back. So Freddy is launching his attack to Wild Fury, to Cal, and to the front runners. He's saying, you know what, my time has come. If you don't box, you know, you're gonna be compromised, because with this new rubber, I'm gonna be faster than you guys. So what do you do now?
I mean, the problem here is that Freddy has a really big amount of. I mean, let's look in the bottom right. He has a lot of cars that's gonna be slower than him.
You're right. He doesn't have clean air. Yep. He's P14 behind him. Well, I'm guessing his teammate is gonna let him through. But then he has Punini, he has McLaren, he has a Ferrari, and he has 12 Ferraris, and he has a lot of traffic, as you say. And it's pretty early, no? It's lap 11. I mean, we saw that probably lap 16, lap 20, drivers were gonna come in. So, what's the move now? I mean, does Freddy push? What does he do?
I mean, all Freddy do is, he's on the undercut, so all he can do is push. So Freddy was doing what he shouldn't be doing, and that is getting penalties.
Yeah. As we see, I mean, the Hungary is unforgiving for track limits. We see these cars. I mean, less wide than the year before. As we see Roberto going to the pit, so I'm amazed. I mean, I'm surprised. We're seeing stops a lot earlier than predicted. Are their tires already gone? Is the degradation higher than we expected?
Depending on the temperature, let's check right here. Track doesn't seem to be too hotter than. Actually, no, I am wrong. The track is hotter than it actually normally is. So, track temperature on the Hungaroring is normally 32 degrees track temperature now is 34, so that means that tire degradation is just so slightly higher.
Yep. Yeah. So that's why I mean drivers are pushing their stops earlier, as we see.
As Babuto gives this position up to Cole Cummings.
He does. He does.
Christian
Probably
Cummings.
Christian Cummings. So probably his teammate is on older. Maybe he's having trouble. I mean, until he hits up those hearts, it's probably best. Or maybe he wants DRS from his teammate, who probably is coming in if he lets him by. It's probably on a flyer in lap. As we see, Wild Fury, up ahead, still close enough to Cal, all with 12 lap all medium. So I mean, they're not really in a hurry right now. I mean, they're on their own race, but right now I think what Ferry needs is a safety car. Imagine that. It'll bring right back into.
Oh yeah, a safety car right now would help everyone who has pitted and hit the front runners. Definitely.
Yep.
I mean, as we see, Josh Bonsley also pitting now. I mean, Wild Fury right now is just getting hate because your teammate in front of you is giving the guy trying to overtake DRS, and knowing how bad slipstream and DRS has become, you're just going to be sitting there.
Yep. I basically just burning your tires, but we see them doing a good job. I mean, these three. We see still Klinsmann leading the pack. He's probably thinking about. Well, he's definitely managing tires right now, but I mean, it's kind of like it's a funny situation for Red Bull because they could potentially launch an attack with Ethan, or they could force one of them to go longer and then trying to block one of the Mercedes drivers.
Ooh, and as Cushy spun it early and is still spinning. Cushy, stop spinning those tires. You're hurting yourself.
There. That's just, I mean, that goes to be, driver frustration. I mean, I would also be frustrated. I mean, he was up there, and now turn 5, that line turn probably took too much speed within.
Yep.
And just,
Yeah, but especially in the Hungary ring, all you're doing is just hurting yourself. And we here at Zoom Racing League do not support hurting yourself.
No, we do not. No, we do not.
We do not.
As we see up ahead, the three of them, I mean, same old, particularly close this lap around. So, but yeah, like you say, DRS helps, but it's not enough unless you really want to burn all your DRS. As we see, Christian Cummings going in for his stop on those 13 lap old mediums.
Okay, so statistically, let's look at the interval to the leader. Right now, if everyone, actually no, Freddie. Okay, so as soon as Eric pits, no, wait, I'm stupid. Never mind. So almost everyone here in front of Freddie up to P4 is in pit range. So Freddie is successfully doing his undercut.
Pit window.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me. Okay.
I opened the lead intervals and it was all big numbers and I was like, oh no.
He's not gonna end up P4, but no, he's so, but now that's the tricky part. Do the Mercedes and Red Bull drivers know this? Do they know that Freddie is gaining time on them?
Yeah, Freddie
Even though he has a penalty.
Freddie is gaining time on him, but it does not have enough time to reach Cal.
As this is interesting. Sorry we missed the commentary, but Cal has just come on for a fresh set of cards on lap 14, so he's gonna take those new hearts towards the end, lap 15. Now's the time. Now he's really hoping. Please, everybody keep it clean. No safety car. But
Raz, why are you bidding for softs?
What? Okay, yeah, that was weird. He's gonna. Softs will definitely not make it towards the end. I'm thinking he didn't have control of his car, but that's a weird one. As we see the Aston Martin driver, come out of the pits with fresh softs. So now, my only advice for him would be, just push like crazy, quality laps, and try to minimize the damage you've just made to yourself. I mean,
With Klinsmann comes in the pits. Let's see what Cal is relative to Klinsmann. So let's see if Klinsmann here made the right call.
Yeah, I mean, he had to leave. I mean, it's strategy 101.
And as we see, Cal coming down the straight, bumping through the gears, 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th. on that ERS, but doesn't make it. Doesn't make it to Klinsmann. But now, Cal potentially stuck behind a Haas for the rest of his lap.
Ooh, yeah, now he has traffic. He is. I mean, Corsair, you know, he has put in monstrous laps, and now he's up there, 53. I mean, even though he has to stop, of course, 15 lap old mediums, but do you think anybody's gonna try to go for medium soft? So maybe push those mediums to lap 25, maybe in puncture territory, you know, trying to keep lap times alive with the ERS and just go for softs and make up time.
As we know, it's a 20-second window, so Wildfury right now is not doing any favors for himself staying out.
True.
So he should be coming in this time.
He should, yeah. I mean, it's a shame we can't double stack this game, but I mean, Wildfury, he knows he's losing time. He has to push as he's coming in this lap, you know, trying to rush the pit entry, blocking a bit, trying to avoid that 55-second time penalty. And now let's see where he goes in. So Klinsmann should get the lead of the race back. We see Klinsmann coming in the final corner. We see, I think that's an Alfa Romeo just come across the line. As we
I
see
mean,
Klinsmann going in.
if I was the engineer for Mercedes right now, I'm telling Klinsmann way before this pit stop, hey, slow down, slow Cal down. Let's get these two cars together. Let's keep Cal behind us.
Well, it looks like they're gonna fight. It's gonna be 1-2, and yeah, no, Klinsmann gonna get the move up. But that leaves Wildfury in a bit of a situation as we see Cal getting the best out of it and into P2. Very good job from the quick thinking from the Red Bull driver. So, like you said, I mean, maybe lack of communication or maybe, you know, yeah, just plain misinformation just got that position taken away from Wildfury, because they were side by side into turn one. I mean, looked really beautiful, but quite unlucky that they had Cal so close behind.
Yes, Freddie Rizal with those weirdly picked soft tires overtaking his teammate. So
yeah.
Eric McNerney, only person right now still on the mediums.
As we see a yellow in sector 3, I think that's an Alfa Romeo. I think that's
Cushy
around.
Oh
yeah,
no, Cushy! Stop spinning your tires.
It's Cushy. I mean, it's hard tires, so it's less of an issue. But yeah, I mean, Cushy, he was running a really good race until that unlucky spin. But nonetheless, I mean, he's pushing us. We see another yellow flag. Something happened. There's a train going on around sector 2. So we see both AlphaTauris together. We see OG and Aero, well, not together, but so sorry, no, it's Aero, NVA, Freddy Russell. They're all together as we see Freddy Russell going down the inside of NVA, getting that move done at the end of sector 3. So he will have DRS. Freddy Russell's he's on a mission. You know, he's leading the charge towards the end, towards the front. Sorry. As we see NVA getting a good exit, trying to get the move back. As we see Josh Barnsley getting all over the back of NVA. NVA is already flashing. Ooh, he's gonna get the move done. No, he's not. He's gonna try to get the better exit. NVA defense good. The inside. Josh Barnsley with the switchback. He's trying to get a better exit. Will he do so? He's still not quite there. He's forcing him the long way round. Very good defending from NVA. Gets back on the racing line. Oof. Very, very clean racing from both these drivers. NVA is super low ERS. You know, he's down to his final 10%. I see him flashing. Josh Barnsley, I think he's a bit. Welcome back. Josh Barnsley, I think he's a bit. You know, he's impatient now. Yeah, I was just telling our viewers the beautiful battle that's going on around P12, 13, and 14, as we see all of the midfield drivers trying to scrub for those points as we are nearing lap 20 of the race. So Freddy Russell did get past NVA and Aero, so now what he did pull a 1.4 second gap on those soft tires. Question is, how long can he make them live?
Yeah, how long can he make them live? So
Josh Barnsley still super close. Yep.
Oh yeah, Josh Barnsley. What about Josh Barnsley?
He was still super close on NVA. I mean, NVA had a pretty wild, well, no, I mean, pretty good, you know, like Alonso like defense into turn 1 and 2. And now we see them again. Josh Barnsley is still, you know, a bit farther away than he was last time, but he knows NVA is flashing. He knows he doesn't have much ERS, and you know, trying to put the Alfa Romeo driver under pressure. Ooh, as we have a yellow in sector 1, is that, I think that's a Ferrari driver.
I think it might have been Cushy again. No, Cushy's not in sector 1.
Yeah, Kush is in sector 2, I think. But yeah, might have been a bit of a moment for one of the two Ferrari drivers.
Actually,
It had have been Spinini, I think, because Palin is just coming out of the pits now. So,
yeah,
okay.
Cal still slowly making his way to the Mercedes, or just hanging behind him.
I think he's hanging behind because he knows. I mean, we all know the third man is the worst place for to be in the DRS train. So he knows he's P2. He knows Wild Fury is out of his DRS. Actually, he's 1.3 seconds out. So now it's a duel of 3 has become a duel of 2. It's Klinsmann and Cal now fighting out for P1. Well, Fury, I think he might be managing. I think he knows. I mean, he might have made a mistake, lost DRS, and said, you know what? I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna waste my battery. I'm just take it easy and do my race and just push last 10 laps of the race. So
Yeah.
lap 20, 15 laps to go. How hard do you want to push those hard tires now?
These hot tires, I mean, I think these should be the same around the mediums. 10 laps is your push range, and after that, you should be managing temperatures. But at this point, I think the top 3 are still in the fight, but I think from P4 to P10, it doesn't seem like we're going to have much changes unless someone has an issue or a mistake.
Yep, I agree. As we see, OG most recently just made it to the back of the Ferrari driver Spanini. He will be looking to get a move done. He's 7 tenths behind, but for now, pretty much everybody on DRS distance, as you can see on the track map, everybody pretty close. And yeah, like Thermo said, just waiting to pounce, waiting on a mistake. Maybe even some drivers, maybe even doing some charge laps, no, just sticking behind DRS, no using battery, and just letting that battery get back to like high 80s, maybe 90%.
Yeah, and I think this is gonna stay very similar for a couple of laps. As we see, oh no, an Alpine. Was that an Alpine? Let's check.
Yep. Unfortunately, it is. I think it's Dan.
Yeah, it was Dan.
Yeah, I mean Dan, who unfortunately he's had trouble with this track, with how the car is reacting. So, I mean, and he's not the only one. I mean, I also heard other with paddock talk that drivers they're not liking these changes. I mean, some drivers are liking it, but others are having a hard time adjusting to kind of like more understeery cars that they tend to be. But like a great driver once said, the car is not gonna adapt to you. You have to adapt to what the car is, to what you're given.
Yeah, Josh and NVA dueling right now. As we have Cal getting extremely close, so is Wild Fury. To the back of that Red Bull. Oh no, Wild Fury!
Was there contact?
No, there was not, but
was
Wild Fury cooks it on the exit.
And
Almost. Is he gonna?
That's what
Oh, I thought he was gonna. You know what I mean?
clip. Yeah, no. But Wild Fury now all the way back.
Wild Fury.
As he goes to it again. I mean, those tires are screaming right now.
Oh yeah, they're
hot.
done. They're done.
They're done. Yeah. It's back. I mean, he's already P5. He does have a window though. I mean,
Wild Fury
he has 28 seconds.
Oh
Mercedes
no, I think Wild Fury might be losing a lot more positions he wanted to.
Yeah. He did have as we see Boberto now going past Wild Fury. We see Corsair. Yeah, he's on a top down. As we see Eric McNary as well. Man, it's
Painful.
It's a tough day at the office for Mercedes fans. Also for the team principal, for the great Toto Rivas, who might not be enjoying this moment.
Yeah,
so
and
much. Man.
Cal breathing down the neck of
He's
Clinton.
closer. Yeah, he's closer than before. He knows Wild Fury is out of the mix. He knows it's just 1 and 2. He knows that Klinsmann does not have his body to back in with him. And we see Cole Cummins or Christian Cummins with the 3-second time penalty. Cal not quite getting the best exit. I think he lost a bit at 10th. He now back into turn 2. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, I think Klinsmann knows that Cal is gonna, because he does have 57% DRS, well, between 55 and 57. So probably he knows that Cal is just waiting for the right moment.
question is, if you're Klinsmann, do you play games? Do you lift final 2 laps to get him to pass you, and then you get DRS and get him back, or just push like crazy?
Yeah, I think Josh Bonsley had a little bit of a moment as Star's still making his way from the back of the field. P15.
Leading the charge from the back as well, the Alpine driver. And 7 tenths away from Christian Cummins. You know, he will be looking to get the move down into the final, to the closing stages, as we do have a yellow flag. Is that a Red Bull?
Oh, that does look like a Red Bull, and is it a Red Bull?
Is that a Red Bull?
Is it a Red Bull of Cal?
Oh, it's
It's
Cal!
a Red Bull
It's
Cal!
Oh, Cal has spun! Oh my god, he's 7 seconds away from Klinsmann. This changes absolutely everything. I mean, as Ethan Patel, he get the move done on Zebra. So now, what you're looking at, your potential race finish, Klinsmann from Cal, from Ethan Patel. So Mercedes, Red Bull, and Red Bull.
Okay,
And
Sanduga, I'm gonna have to
Yep.
stop you there. Cal is on hot tires. He might make a mistake like walkthrough and push these tires a bit too hard.
Yeah. Does he box though? No, he does not have a free pit stop. No. I mean, like you say, he's gonna have to pull them down. No, it's the only thing he can do now. Trying to focus back, trying to get his composure back together, and trying to see. I mean, 24 laps,
Corsair?
11 laps left.
Ooh, big
8
fight right
seconds.
now happening between Corsair and Babuto, going wheel to wheel after turn 1.
Ooh, yep.
Ooh.
We don't want to miss that. Corsair has the inside. Roberto trying to get the better exit into turn 3. This is all the way foot pin to the floor. Roberto is flashing as Eric Marnoni is just on the back of Roberto. Oof! It's gonna get spicy. All 3 of them looking to get that P6. So Roberto deciding better, leaves a bit of a gap. Now Eric Marnoni is super close to Roberto, trying to put the Williams driver under pressure, trying to get him to make a mistake. As we see Corsair pushing, he's trying to get out of DRS. 6 tenths separate him from Roberto. As we see a yellow flag, sector 2 is that.
It's Aero.
Oh,
It's Arrow again.
Yeah, that's Aero with unfortunate mistake, hot tires, and now that's gonna leave him vulnerable to Christian Cummins and Stars, who respectively are coming in fast. But nonetheless, we see this midfield. Eric Marnoni trying to get the best exit he can out of this long right hander. He does so. As we see, Roberto has a little moment. He's gonna be super close. He's gonna be even closer. Roberto, is he gonna go defensive? Is Eric gonna launch the shoot super late? No, he's not. He decides better a bit, sticks into the back of the Williams driver. But super close now. Less than a tenth between them. As we see Dan grabbing his first 3-second time penalty. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought Raz span. I was like, oh no, not Raz now. Raz on the triple stop.
Yeah, so Raz going in for his 3rd stop, which is gonna be a new stop. So I'm guessing those are gonna be to the end. So we're still not quite sure, but he did where he stopped for the subs the first time around. But who knows? It's a question we.
I mean, at
We'll never
least
know.
Freddie Rizal is still, after 3 stops, faster than his teammate.
Okay, yeah, he's now on P16. He's 2 seconds away from
Josh
Josh.
Bonsley.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be the same situation. I mean, when Josh sees he's coming, as we see, Roberto and Wild Fury going at it. Wild Fury trying to go around the outside of the final turn, but Roberto trying to keep it nice and tight. As we see now, Wild Fury's gonna have the inside for the next turn. Are they gonna bang wheels? No, they're not. They're trying to keep it clean. Ooh. As we see Wild Fury clip the inside, that's gonna be his exit. That's gonna be his exit done. Wow.
Yeah, Wild Fury trying to make his way around Babuto doesn't do it. I think we saw a little bit of contact there from Babuto. Not Babuto's fault, but definitely
Perhaps,
closing
yeah,
out that
just-
inside.
Yeah, I mean it's a risky pace to overtake. I mean we're all down for it, but I mean yeah, just
As we have, is that Josh Bonsley?
that is Josh Barnsley, yeah, around.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that gonna be it? Is he gonna be able to get it back together? Yes, he is. So we see him moving. We see Pylon go along and say thank you very much. I'll take that position from you. And now another fight we see is we see Stars very close to Christian Cummins. Stars trying to show what he can do.
oh, Stars
Uh,
disconnected?
Yeah, he's ghosted. That's weird. He was super close before. Like he was breathing on the Christian's gearbox, but looks like he's back now. Like he's having some connection issues. Weird, but
nevertheless, continues his contest. We see yellow in sector 2. That's Arrow. Arrow around again in the same corner he's been going on. So yeah, that definitely a tricky corner for him.
As you see, Eric McNaney still trying to make his way around Corsair, still can't get it done.
Yeah, he's I mean, Corsair with a very good defense. I mean, he's over there, but like the straight is too short. I mean, as we see Eric going on the outside, trying to get the better exit. Let's see the broadcast count. There we go. He will have the DRS into turn 2, trying to get the best exit he can. But now, I mean, if you don't do it now, it's very tricky. See Eric going a bit. Corsair going a bit deep, but looks like he didn't compromise exit speed.
Yeah, he compromised exit speed. He didn't, but yeah, I mean, for your top 5, besides Corsair and Eric, your top 4 seem to be pretty in place. I mean, unless some really late safety car comes out or anything like that, it should be it. And actually, we have some news from the Aston Martin garage. Raz has broke his wing. That's why he's on a 3-stop.
Oh, so that was why. So yeah, I mean, probably we know you can probably get away with a broken plate. As we see Eric trying to drive it down there inside, a bit of contact. No, there was not. Oof. I mean, Eric trying to give it his all, trying to get past the Haas.
As we have someone stopped in turn 1.
Is that?
That's an Alpine.
It's an Alpine.
I think it's the Alpine of Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah, he's trying just to keep it on track, finish the race. But yeah, punishing track for drivers. This one, as we see Eric, trying to get close. But I mean, I think he's running a lot of downforce because he gets super close towards the end of the straight. But it's not enough. I mean, Corsair has enough juice to defend. Speaking of, you gotta give it to the Haas. I mean, we talked about them before the race.
Oh my God, Eric's going on the outside? Is he gonna make it?
Eric on the outside. Ooh,
oh my God!
What a move! He does it. He does manage to get past Corsair. Cool. I did not expect that. I mean, I was totally not paying attention.
That is uncalled for.
But yeah, I mean, Eric just showing, what he can do when he gets impatient. He says, it's now or never, and he fully committed to the move. Props to Corsair as well for giving him the space. I mean, Corsair probably knew it was coming.
I mean,
now, I mean, Fury, he's trying to get close to Eric. He knows he can't lose him because Eric is his ticket to the front runners. But now let's see what Fury does with Corsair, as Corsair is already out of Eric's DRS. So that shows the pace the McLaren driver is showing at this current stage.
Yeah, as Fury right now going down the inside of Corsair.
Pretty neat move. Both drivers respected each other. You'd love to see it. Pretty, standard maneuver from the Mercedes driver as he comfortably takes that P6 from Corsair. Corsair, who's probably now looking. I mean, he probably pushed too hard when he switched his tires, because now he's running 12 lap old parts. So probably he's looking just to stick behind Fury, see if he can get a bit of DRS and get back to Eric.
Yeah, I mean, for your top 5 drivers even, Eric having a comfortable gap from Fury. This should be it. We are on the 5 closing stages of the lap. Seems like Klinsmann should be your race winner if nothing happens. I think that's Josh Bonsley?
Yeah. That was Josh.
Oh, poor Josh.
I think he had a little incident.
Josh,
but now,
definitely not having the greatest of races, but definitely keeping it together and finishing, which is the most important part.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. I mean, driver, mentality, just
we have another one. Is that Cushy?
Cushy's around, I think. Yeah. Just into. I mean, the last corner is tricky. You want to get the power as fast as you can.
Cushy, no, he's doing donuts. That's almost reaches his car.
Yeah. Come on, Cushy. There we go. There we go. Right, he's got it. Yeah.
Cushy's got it under control.
As we see Stars and Freddie Russell going at it, Stars has the inside. Decides better. Yeah, just let's Freddie by Stars, who was already flashing. He's on 15 lap ball. Parts, and Freddie will on 5 lap ball stuff, so he's gonna have monstrous pace. Let's see if Stars can get a bit of benefit. Just try to stick it on the back of Freddy, and Freddy now has a gap of 1 second, 1.2 seconds, and losing to Christian Cummings. So yeah, I mean, speaking of penalties, not as much track penalties as I expected of 20 drivers, only 5. So you know, pretty
Yeah.
good. Pretty good.
I mean, again, Eric keeping a comfortable gap, Corsair keeping a comfortable gap, Barbato, OJ, Spoonini. This should be your top 10 by the end of the race.
So yeah, 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go of racing. As yeah, Klinsmann still holds a comfortable 6-second gap to Cal, which that's interesting. Since he spun, that gap hasn't moved. I mean, it's kind of been undulating between the 6, 6.5, 6.8. What? 6 seconds has been the standard. For Klinsmann, pretty much managing. I think also Cal, just after the spin, he knew it was pretty unlikely for him to get back, considering it's such a technical track. Not much of top speed.
Ooh, and we have Christian
yeah,
Cummings, I think.
Was that a? Because I think that's also Kushi.
I think Christian Cummings and NV have had contact.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Both cars looks okay. Hopefully nothing too serious. I don't see any concrete damage from either of them. So hopefully they both of them can stick together. But now you see another yellow in sector 3. So I think that's gonna be. Is that Kushi? Oh yeah, Kushi, he says it's enough. Oh, sorry about that. Says it's enough and decides to DNF into the pit lane. But yeah, hard day at the office for Kushi. I mean,
Yeah.
really hard track. Probably his tires were 140 degrees Celsius. So
Decides to leave the rest where it is. Doesn't think that the 2 points are worth it.
yeah, I mean, he just pretty much wants to cool down. Just debrief and
Yeah,
come
and
back
that's
stronger.
racing. That happens. Sometimes we don't
Exactly.
have the
Yeah.
races we want to have. Sometimes we don't have the conditions, the right moments, right timing. Unfortunate accidents. These things happen.
Yeah. As we see,
I mean, Stars is getting really close to the back of. Oh, as Cushy's just sitting in the middle of the track.
he is right. Like he's ghosted, but he's just. I think he's chilling.
Hopefully that doesn't cause a safety car.
Hopefully it doesn't, because the yellow flag is there. So I mean,
Okay, it's off.
it's
Okay,
okay.
we're good, we're
Yeah,
good.
he's gone. His car has already been removed by the marshals.
Uh-huh.
Gladly,
Magically.
magically, exactly, in the blink of an eye.
That's why
But
we
yeah,
love sim
currently,
racing.
right now, just Stars, who has managed to stick to the back of race. So he's gaining time on Spunini, getting that Alpine closer to the top 10. But now the thing is, 7-lap old soft. How hot or how degraded are Fred's tires right now?
I mean, the soft tire is not that great at keeping temperatures below 100 degrees, so a definite risky choice from Freddy. But let's see what he can do. His tires should be a lot in a lot worse condition than Stars, so Stars here should be having the advantage coming in these closing stages of the race.
We see Fred, having a bit of a moment. As we do have word from Kushi, who now it all makes sense. He says he unfortunately had a broken rear wing since the start, so probably somebody clipped him at the start, and that was his race over, because with a broken rear wing, I mean, your downforce is gone. I mean, you're gonna start spinning. So I think he was trying to do the best he could, but unfortunately, when the car's broken, the car's broken. There's not much you can do about it. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's racing, and yeah, hopefully we'll see him come back stronger for the next race.
Yeah, I think Stars should have a decent run at Freddy on this last lap coming up here.
He should, right?
Yeah, he should definitely. These soft tires would be screaming. But Freddy Rizal doing very well at plugging his ears and just driving.
Both of them pretty much on the same ERS level, like around 15s, lower than 20. So we'll see. I mean, I think, as you say, Star's probably waiting to bounce. But if he wants to do it, I mean, he needs to do it. I mean, he needs to get closer now, because we only have one more lap left of racing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cal, I think he started to have some fun. I mean, he's in nowhere's land, and he has started to bring that gap down. Or
Okay.
maybe Klinsmann is just,
Well, the
taking it
top
easy,
10 has already been finalized, basically. So let's
Yes.
look at what Stars
That's
can
true.
do. Stars with the DRS open closes up to Freddy. Doesn't make any brave dive bombs. That would
I
be
mean,
against our rules.
yeah. I mean, he's still, pretty far. I mean, dive on, I could say 4 tenths, maybe 3, but he was 6, 7 tenths. So DRS does help him, but he's closer now, huh? He's getting close. He gets a really good exit out of turn 3, sorry. As Spunini does pick up his first track penalties, his first 3 seconds, but he has a comfortable 4-second gap to, well, not comfortable. I mean, yeah, if Ferry gets 1 second on him, that's his P10 over. So we'll see. We'll see. As Stars still on the back of Ferry, still trying to get the British Aston Martin driver to get a mistake, but we'll see.
Let's just
So-
check in with OJ here. Getting really close to the back of this Williams. Can he make anything?
Oh, he is. He is, yeah, getting super close to the back of Roberto. Both of them are flashing. So last lap, if anything is going to happen, it's going to be now, ladies and gents. This is it. This is the time to make the move happen.
And he will not be making that move as we have another Aston Martin
Yellow.
of Josh Bonsley struggling.
Unlucky. I mean, that's probably his tires.
And while we were talking,
overheating.
Stars making his way to the back of Freddy. Freddy
Oh,
right
he
now on the Wiz tires. If Stars needs to make a position, he needs to do it right now.
You need to do it right now, yeah. It's this corner, come on. Come
Oh,
on, boy.
Stars
On the
thinks
inside. Ooh.
Stars thinks better of it.
Yeah. Freddy
Maybe
with a
that
really
1
good
point
pass,
isn't worth
so-
it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, risky. But yeah, I mean, good defense from Freddy, really good attack from Stars. I mean, he knew he had to get close. He did, but yeah, unfortunately, he needed just a tiny bit more, but nonetheless.
Yeah, and there we go. Klinsmann, Cal, and Technic Speedy, your top 3 drivers.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Klinsmann, your Division 3 Hungary race winner. Cal P2 and Technic Speedy P3. So Red Bull double podium. Wow, Duncan is gonna love to see that. So pretty good race. Let me just quickly get the podium position finishers on the waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let's
Let's talk
see,
about,
is anything else going to happen? We have some penalties, so I don't know if there's some big gaps, so I don't know if that's going to make any big positional changes.
I mean, I think one of them had 6 seconds, so perhaps we are gonna see some final position changes. Of course, pending tickets and off-track penalties, but yeah.
This race seemed pretty clean. I think there should be very little tickets for you, yourself, and the stewards to
Oh man,
sift through.
that would be good, I would be happy with that, but nonetheless, I mean, we're not complaining. I mean, we have a job to do, and we're happy to do
Yeah,
it.
so we will be back with you in a minute to get on to the interviews for our top 3 drivers, Klinsmann, Cal, and Ethan Patel.
Three finish. Red Bull driver Cal.
Yes, so we are
Let's
going
bring
on to
him
the
in.
interviews right now. Yep, let's bring him in.
Stand. Oh.
Cal, yeah, sorry to to bring you in just like that unannounced, but I mean, hell of a race. You were on the hunt for the Mercedes drivers. You did get a a pretty good run at one of them during one of the pit stops, but unfortunately we saw you have a little moment. But yeah, I mean, just talk us through through your race.
I mean, I had a decent qualifying. Wasn't the best. I did mess up my last 2 laps, but overall it was a decent qualifying, and I got a good start. And Mercedes did a great job with the team play, as in like hold me up because I came off the line real good.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, was able to get around Fury, but I couldn't get Colin.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then just for the next 15 laps, I followed behind Colin, and then I started to push up because my battery got up to 80% up there, and I started trying to get close the gap, getting close to the DRS zone in sector 3, and I just got a little too close and hit the curb a little bit when I was trying to kind of brake a little harder, and spun out. So I mean, considering I spun out, I'm super happy with this. And I also
Yeah.
just
I mean,
I got a new wheel. I finally
oh,
invested in a nice wheel,
ooh,
so I've been
okay.
getting a little used to that. But
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
That's good.
mean, did we've seen you had such a monstrous, just real domination of Bahrain? Was the changes to the handling model, or maybe just Mercedes drivers putting in lots of practice this week, affected that kind of gap that you've built up and that speed that you had last race?
well, I mean, yeah, they did phenomenal that race. I think that they got a good amount of practice in, and they had. I mean, they were really fast. I don't think that even if I went and practiced, I could do any faster than I did.
Okay.
Those but tracks like Bahrain are typically what I do better at.
Okay. All right.
These tighter, high downforce tracks, I don't do well. The thing tracks like Monaco, and I usually don't do well there. Um, yeah, they
I
did.
mean,
Obviously, they got their stuff together for that race. They did a great job.
but nonetheless, I mean, you were up there. You were on the hunt. I mean, you basically had to had to force Klinsmann and Walfrey to keep pushing because if they pretty much let off the gas, you were right there. So like I said, I
Yeah,
mean, unlucky spin, but yeah, I mean, great recovery and good good to have you on the podium again. As it's getting it's getting really interesting the Red Bull Mercedes drivers and constructor fight.
yep. I
You love
really
to
didn't
see it.
enjoy being in the Mercedes sandwich for like 15 laps. That was pretty nerve wracking. But
I can imagine. I can imagine.
so Wild Fury, I mean, I'm telling you, I think that guy was the fastest in the lobby.
Okay.
I think he was winning that race if he didn't mess up, or if he, well, you guys know how bad it is to pass here. I think he was
Yep.
100%. He was the fastest there.
Okay.
He was
All right.
flying.
Well,
So
nonetheless, congratulations on the podium and yeah, good luck for the next one. Just keep pushing.
appreciate it, guys.
All right. Have a good one. So now, your P2 finisher, Mr. Ethan Patel. Mr. Ethan Patel, podium here on Hungary, really good drive, very well managed. So if you can just talk to us a bit about your race.
Um, it was pretty boring to be honest. I started P4, lost out I think 2 positions going to turn 1, and then never really overtook anyone on track. Zebra kind
Okay.
of just let me by. I think he wanted me to pull him,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah. We kind of
R-
figured that.
yeah, and then Raz I think pitted too early. He
He
got
broke
stuck
his
in
wing.
traffic and then spun. Yeah,
Uh, but I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking with Therm. I mean, uh, you were consistent. You had the pace lap by lap. You pitted when you had to pit, and yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Duncan is happy with having both their cars on the podium for Hungary. I mean, as I was saying, Kyle, the constructors champion is the constructors championship is getting really interesting. You love to see it.
Yep.
Thermo, anything you want to ask our podium finisher here, Mr. Patel?
No, I think Ethan had a pretty clear-cut race. I'm pretty sure you just put what you had to put down and did your race. Am I wrong?
yeah. I mean, it wasn't really much too. I wish I was more entertaining or something, but it's definitely just a race.
I
Like, the first
mean,
time I've been on. I'll take this race over like having to fight for P3.
yeah.
I'll take it.
I mean, it was a pretty easy race. I mean, gap slider form, less fighting later on to the race.
Yeah.
Anyhow, congrats on the podium, Ethan, and yeah, hope to see you here on the podium in future races as well. So congrats.
Thank you.
Yep,
It's been a while.
congrats.
And now, Queensman, your P1 finisher. Colin, congrats on the win. Very very well managed. Especially having been under pressure for several laps against by Cal. So yeah, tell us a bit your race.
Yeah, it was sweaty. Cal was I couldn't break the DRS. I tried
Yeah.
early and I got him out of it at one point, but I was gonna have to burn too much to keep him there. So kind of settled in and I could control the pace. There was only really one place he was going to be able to overtake me, and
True.
I figured out pretty quickly that if as long as I conserved my battery and had a little bit to burn out of the final corner, that he wasn't going to be able to get me. So it was really just. I mean, still, he was putting so much pressure on me, and then Wild Fury spun, which kind of put all of his attention on me instead of having to
Yep.
look both ways. And yeah, then he spun, and then from there it was just cruise to make sure I didn't get any more. I had one warning, and just keep it on the track, don't spin. Curbs are a little scary there in certain spots, so just kind of took it easy, and I had a cushion to work with there. So
We saw that. I mean, how relieved were you when you saw that Red Bull just drift around?
oh, I was thrilled. I mean, I completely understand what happened too, because he was trying to stay close enough to me there in sector 3 to get a run. Just maybe a little too much throttle, but I was ready for him to get out of my rear end. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Because yeah, I mean, we were saying, I mean, here Hungary is a track, or whether you either get close enough to force the driver ahead into a mistake, or push hard enough yourself to make a mistake yourself. So we saw, Cal was pushing. He was getting on the back. Yeah, like you say, like Cal also said, curbs around Hungary are unforgiving, are punishing, and if you get too greedy with them, you make a mistake. But I mean, congrats on the win. You're now I think might be ahead in drivers points, but nonetheless, I mean the constructors championship is getting very very interesting, and we're eager to see what you what you all can do in future races. But yeah, I mean, very well managed, and yeah, it shows that you can handle pressure for quite a while.
for at least 25 or so laps.
Yes.
I don't know if I had another 10 in me, but
We'll see. We'll see. Perhaps next race is. Well, we hope for broadcasting purposes that it's as close as it was this race, but yeah.
I don't, but I'm sure it will.
I bet you don't. But yeah, nonetheless, congrats on the win, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, congrats.
Thanks, guys.
So there you
Okay.
have it, ladies and gents. D3, Hungary, wrapped. Stay stay tuned. Because in about 30 minutes or so, we're gonna be back with some more Hungary action, but this time Division 2 takes on the grid to see what they can do. So stay put. We'll be
Yep.
right back.
Stay put, stay safe, and get more popcorn and more drinks, because
Yes,
the
sir.
fun is only going to be going to be getting better. And we'll see you for another D3 race next week Saturday, same time, same show, same place. See you.